Hey folks, this is Matt with Coyote Creek Archery. In today's video, we're going to talk about ladies bows. I've got two new ladies bows here in the shop for 2024. Really nice bows that I want to talk about. I've already done a video on the Elite Allure, so you can go back on the channel and see if you can find that and find some information about that. But I also have with me right here is the new Bowtech Eva Gen 3 in this really cool forest color. So kind of like that, kind of a minty green color, and some new graphics on the limbs. And I really like the way this bow looks and feels. Similar to a CP28, but with some changes and some differences to it. And so we're going to go through that and look at the specs here first. So first thing you'll notice when you pick this bow up is the physical weight, 3.9 pounds, and it is light. The CP28 was a heavier bow, and even though it has kind of a similar shape, similar riser look to it, this bow is a fair amount lighter. So you'll notice that the bow has significantly reduced the weight. 3.9 pounds is what they're showing. Draw length adjustment from 24 to 29 inches. Comes in peak weights of 40, 50, and 60 pounds. Advertised speed of 326 feet per second. Axle to axle length is 28 inches and a brace height of 6 1/8. And this particular color is called Forest from Bowtech, and it's a new color for this year, but they've got a lot of cool features on this bow that you're going to see on every flagship bow from Bowtech, starting out with your deadlock cams, where you can adjust your cam lean left to right, adjust that cam left to right, and get that bow tuned perfectly with the deadlock cams. They also have the new time lock right here on the cam. This is the same cam that you're going to see on the Core SR and on the Carbon 1X. It's going to be that same cam. You got the flip disc modules where you can go between comfort and performance if you want to make those adjustments. Orbit dampeners. You've got your flex guard here for your cables, where you can make some adjustments with that if you want to. We've got double burger holes, and again, you have the dovetail mount for an integrated rest. This rest here is the integrated Octane brush rest, but it's mounted with the integrate mount there. You also have the grip lock, where you can adjust the grip angle here. You've got a hole in the front where you can loosen up these set screws on the side, run this screw in the middle, and then you can adjust the high or low grip, however you want to set that up. So lots of great technology on this bow, and a more compact, lighter package for a female archer. And this particular bow is a 50-pound peak weight bow, and I've got it set at 28 inches on comfort. I'm also going to shoot it side by side with the Elite Allure, which is has some similar specs to this bow. It's 31 inches axle to axle, so it is longer. It's 3 inches longer on the axle to axle. Our brace height is 6 1/4, so just an 1/8 of an inch longer on the brace height. So really, really close and very similar there. 4 pounds is what they're showing for the weight, and it's hard to tell the difference between the two. I would just by feel, the Bowtech does feel a little bit lighter, but it's also 3 inches shorter as well. Draw length adjustments from 23 to 28 1/2, so it's a little bit shorter on the draw length than what the Bowtech would go to. Peak weights again of 40, 50, and 60 pounds, and it's showing 340 feet per second. I don't think we're going to get that out of this bow. I imagine that's at a 30-inch draw length, and possibly, I think Elite says it's with the smooth mods, and that's what comes on here is the smooth modules. So I want to shoot both of these bows kind of side by side and just give you a comparison of what the draw cycle feels like, what speeds we might be getting through those, what type of vibration, what the let down of the arrow and that type of thing feels like on these bows. Just compare the two, because it's great that they're offering these flagship bows for female archers, because they haven't had a lot of options in past years. And so it's nice that we've got two of them here that we can look at side by side. So I'll go over and shoot them, and we'll shoot them side by side, and I'll tell you what I think. All right, so I'm over here with the bow ready to shoot. I've got an arrow nocked, and got the Bowtech Eva Gen 3. Really nice bow. I like the feel of this bow, and I might be a little bit biased because I've got a Bowtech CP30 that I really like, so it's going to have a similar feel as far as just the riser. It is a little bit shorter, but at the same time, I've got an Elite ethos, and so the Elite is going to draw to me as well with the feel of the grip. So, you know, I like both of them, but I'm going to compare the two and just give you my thoughts on what the draw cycle and the shot feels like. Again, the limbs are maxed out at 50 pounds, and I am set up at 28 inches on the draw length. Now, most female archers may have a little bit shorter draw length than that. They might be closer to a 26, you know, but it does go clear down to a 24. So there's a lot of adjustment on there. I'm at the higher end of this. It does go up to 29. I'm at 28 just because that's what I typically shoot in my own hunting setup. The draw is very smooth. There is a little bit of a dump at the back end on comfort. Imagine that's where they're going to get some speed. And then there's quite a bit of let off. I don't know if you could tell that. There's not a whole lot of holding weight there. So you kind of have to almost push that forward to get it to want to go. Probably is where you're going to get some speed from that. But I'll show you that again. Draw is really smooth and easy until I get to the back end, and then there's just a little bit of a drop off into a valley. So it's going to feel, to me, it feels pretty similar to what the Core SR does, just with that little bit of somewhat of, not super aggressive, but somewhat of an aggressive dump at the back end of the draw cycle. Right there, you can see where that locks in. And then there's not much there as far as holding weight. I have to really focus on getting that to work its way forward. So we'll see what it feels like to shoot. String angle is a little short on me, but you know, it's not a bow that's designed for me so much either. Just a little bit of a vibration, not really any jump forward. There's just a little bit of a twang on the bare bow. Obviously, if this was set up with your accessories, stabilizer, and whatnot, it's probably going to take a lot of that out of it. I'm going to shoot one more, and then I'll shoot it next to the Allure, and we'll kind of compare the two. All right, shot number 2 with the Eva Gen 3. Yeah, draw cycle is nice. Just a very, very low little vibration there at the shot. Not a jump or anything like that. The draw cycle does feel different than my CP30, but it's a different cam, so it's a little bit different, the cam system. But the bow holds very nice, especially for a 28-inch bow. It's very balanced and holds very well, and I think it would be a great option for someone with a short draw, with a lady archer, someone that's looking for something with shorter draw length, lighter poundage type of bow. Okay, now I've got the Elite Allure. Same thing, 28 inches. On the smooth mod, my let off is set to 80% and 50 pounds, so the limbs are maxed out at 50 pounds. Got the same arrow. We'll fill the draw cycle on it. There's really not a dump at the back of this. To me, it's a little bit smoother in the draw cycle. With that 80% let off, it is a little jumpier at the back end than what the Eva would be, being that you've got more of a valley. And obviously you can adjust that let off setting on there as well. 80%, it does feel different at the back end just because the bow wants to go just a little bit. If you had it set at 90%, you would probably have a little bit more of a valley there where it wouldn't be jumping. But I don't mind that. You know, as far as walking that arrow forward like you saw, there's not really a problem at all. It's a little bit more jumpy with the let off setting. Again, you can adjust that to your own preference, but let's see what this feels like to shoot. Draw is nice and smooth. Back wall is solid. And that's pretty dead. I think this has less vibration than what the Eva does, but it's also a little bit heavier bow. The bow does feel heavier to me, and so I want to weigh the two side by side and see what I actually get for a physical weight, just so I can tell the difference. So I'm going to grab my scale and we're going to check that. Okay, so I'm going to weigh the Elite Allure. All I have on here is an octane brush rest. and it's showing right at 4.7. Actually, it peaked out at 5, but when I was holding it, you can see. I want to reset that. There we go. Okay, showing right about 4.7 pounds. Let's weigh the Eva Gen 3 and see what we get for a difference. This bow feels a little heavier, but it's pretty dead at the shot. Okay, now I'm going to weigh the Eva Gen 3. We can just put the scale up there so you know I'm being honest. And it looks like right at 4 pounds. Yeah, bouncing between 3.9 and 4, and that is with a rest. So it's probably even a little bit less than that, based off of my scale. So the lure is weighing about a half a pound more based off of what I'm getting on my scale with similar rests. The weight of these rests are going to be really, really close to each other as far as that goes. So we'll shoot for speeds. Obviously, 2 bows designed for female archers, but 2 different ways of doing it. This bow is a little bit lighter, a little bit shorter, maybe a little bit more aggressive in the draw cycle. The Elite bow is going to be a little bit longer, a little heavier, but be a little bit smoother in the draw cycle. And this has the option for performance as well. It's just on comfort for right now. So let's shoot through the chronograph and see what we get for speeds on both of these. All right, so I've got the chronograph set up. I've got the Eva Gen 3, 50-pound limbs. I've got it maxed out, 28 inches on the draw length and comfort. And my arrow is right around 410 grains. I just weighed it. It was just 409.5, so really close to 410 grains. And let's see what we get for speeds with this bow. Back wall is very solid on this bow as well. I didn't mention that before, but it's very solid. Okay, we're showing 243. I'm going to shoot one more, see if I can verify that. But 243 is what I got with this first arrow. All right, shot number 2 with the Eva Gen 3, 243 grain arrow, 50 pounds, comfort, 28 inches. .245. Okay, pretty good speeds for 50-pound bow, and 28 inches for my draw length with 410 grain arrows. So 245, that's on comfort. You put that on the performance, you could be mid 250s. So that's pretty impressive for this little bow. I'm going to shoot the Allure and see what we get for speed comparison. Okay, same arrow. This time I've got Elite Allure, but I've got the same arrow, 410 grains, 50 pounds, 28 inches, smooth mods, and about 80% on our let off. And let's see what we get for speed with this bow. .246. So very comparable. I'm going to grab my arrow and we're going to shoot this again. Okay, arrow number 2 with the Elite Allure. We were 246 on our first one. We were 245, 244 with the Eva Gen 3. Duplicate, 246. So they're within, as far as the way I have them set up, they're within 2 feet per second of each other. It's really going to come down to, do you want a little bit longer bow, longer axle to axle, a little bit heavier, or do you like the Eva that's a little bit shorter, a little bit lighter package? Speeds are going to be the same on comfort. Now, if you did add the performance mod to this, you're going to gain 4 or 5 feet per second. If you went to the performance setting on the Eva, you could gain 8 to 10 feet per second. So the Eva is going to be a faster bow on performance, but draw cycle is pretty similar. You've got some different let-off adjustments on here. You've got the option to change your module from comfort to performance on the Eva. So lots of great technology on both. Both are great, really great feeling bows. It's just going to come down to personal preference and what you're looking for. So hopefully that's helpful. I wanted to compare these 2 bows. They're both really nice. The finish on both of these bows is outstanding. Bowtech and Elite, both that I offer here at Coyote Creek Archery, both make outstanding products, and pleased to have them in the store. But wanted to show you these two, kind of a side-by-side comparison, give my thoughts on them, and see if that would help you in making a decision on what you might be looking for in a new bow. So anyway, hopefully that was helpful. If you have any questions, you can contact me. My contact information is on the website, coyotecreekarchery.com. Thank you, folks, for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.